Chapter 92, The Great Fighting Arena, 14. You are listening at novelfull.audio. And Ning Rongrong is a girl. I guess he had never had this level of training before at home, right? But now it's over. Feeling the strange gazes around him, Ning Rongrong's confidence in his heart increased even more, and he lifted his head up. Good, good. You deserve to be the daughter of the seven treasure glazed sect. She didn't shame your father or you. Flander laughed a few times, his eyes faintly falling on Wang Feng. When Ning Rongrong heard this, his heart was slightly sour. This kind of praise, if it were in Zhongli, she didn't feel it at all. But at this time, it gave her an incomparable sense of happiness and satisfaction. Wang Feng on the side looked at this scene and sighed softly in his heart. If it were here in the original book, Ning Rongrong would be completely ashamed by Flanders, and even ashamed. Originally, Wang Feng didn't have any thoughts. Who knows, a change in Flanders quietly changed the original trajectory. Let Wang Feng also had to make changes. Next, I will take you to the first class, Rongrong and Oscar. You two consume too much, just watch. This will also be your official course. If you do not follow my requirements, don't blame me for being cruel. Follow me. Flander glanced at the people, and led them to the direction of Soto City. Not long, the group finally came to Soto City. At this time, although the sky is completely dark, the night market in Soto City is still very lively, with various street vendors running through the streets, and the shops are even more dazzling. The group of people looked around with different expressions. Especially Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong were very curious about their surroundings. In contrast, Zhu Zhuqin was very silent, following Flander without squinting. It can be described as dedicated. Suddenly, Flander stopped and looked at the buildings in the distance. President, should you take them to that place? Dai Mubai's face changed slightly. When everyone heard this, they immediately withdrew their gazes, paid attention, and followed Flander's gaze. That is a very magnificent building. It is a full 100 meters high, still shining brightly in the night. Nonsense. If you don't let them go here, where else can they go? Flander said indifferently. Monsters, naturally there must be monster cultivation methods. If you follow the steps step by step, why come to our Shrek Academy? Tang San. Several people were immediately curious about these words. Only the building far away from Wang Feng whispered, "This, is it the great fighting arena of Soto City?" Flander turned around, looked at several people, and explained. This kind of building is generally only available in certain major cities. Inside, there is only the purest battle. It is a measure of the value of the soul master on the battlefield, and it is also a symbol of whether a country is strong or not, and even determines this. The rise and fall of the country. Because the soul master is the foundation of the country. If the soul master is strong, the country will be strong, and the soul master will be weak, so the country will be weak. Whether it is the Heaven Do Empire or the Star Luo Empire, this is also true. Flander pointed to the distant building and said in a deep voice. Its name and value are called the Great Fighting Soul Field. The Soul Master fights heaven and earth to fight people. If you want to be strong, you naturally need to fight. Here, you can experience countless soul masters, experience various fighting methods, and experience various battles between soul masters. Here is also the place where the soul master can best embody his value and strength. There is no one. Okay, I won't explain the rest for now. Mubai, you can introduce them to them. After Flander finished speaking, he said nothing. Dai Mubai nodded and said. There are 3 types of battles in the Great Arena: single-player battle, 2-player battle, and team battle. The last one, we don't require it now, because the spirit power is different. After any soul master enters the Great Arena, it can only be through battle. The way to improve your level of fighting spirit, get different levels of fighting spirit badges. From bottom to top, the levels are divided into iron, copper, silver, gold, purple gold, sapphire, ruby, and diamond. Speaking of this, Dai Mubai paused. Flander said suddenly, and the task I give you is to have that silver fighting spirit badge before graduation. That when Tang San and the others heard this, they couldn't helped but secretly said that this is the second-level soul fighting badge. Isn't it too simple? Silver fighting soul badge, it's not so easy to get. Dai Mubai looked at the crowd, sighed, and explained, I have a 37th level of spirit power. I have fought a total of 56 battles. The record is 29 wins, 27 losses, and only 2 points. Hearing this, Tang San and the others were shocked. They all knew about Dai Mubai's strength, so why the points were so low? Because the rules of the Arena of Souls, from iron to copper, it takes a few hundred points, 1 point for a win, and 1 point for a loss. However, the actual allocation is indeed based on the spirit masters of the same realm. When I was at level 29, I won several games in a row, but when I reached level 30, I was assigned a level 36 or 7 opponent. It was difficult to defeat, and I knelt continuously. To put it simply, this distribution mechanism is very tricky. Even Fatty Ma has a higher score than me. He has 33 fights, 21 wins, 12 losses, and 9 points. Dai Mubai shook his head with a wry smile. Everyone is silent. Is there such a distribution mechanism? In an instant, everyone looked at Wang Feng. Here, he is only at level 30, which means that he will face a variety of opponents at level 38 and 9th. However, Wang Feng didn't get the spirit ring, and he was facing up to the 30th level. So lucky. Wang Feng smiled and secretly said, this is what a pit, you haven't seen the ranking mechanism of a game called LOL. That's the real pit, which makes your scalp numb. Okay, go in, don't waste time. Flender walked in with a group of people. In Wang Feng's eyes, this place is similar to the ancient Roman Colosseum. www.novelmtl.com with a lot of people, enough to hold tens of thousands of people. There are also various VIP seats. In front of the door, there is a stone stele with densely packed dead. The registration is also very simple. The group of people is done almost quickly, and then they are sorted and assigned to the 14th Arena of Souls. I suggest that in addition to single-player battles, try to form 2v2, so that you can get more points. Because you can only participate in 1 game a day. Dai Mubai looked at the 3 and said. Brother, let's be a group. Xiao Wu said with a grin, I think about the name, it's called Sanwu Group. Tang San just nodded. Oscar and Ning Rongrong, you are only the auxiliary type. Generally speaking, you can just look at it. In the Arena of Souls, auxiliary-type spirit masters will hardly play. This place is not very large. Many unfavorable factors. On the contrary, look more, the effect will be greater. Dai Mubai continued. Chapter 94, 3 Tricks. 16, you are listening at novelfull.audio. Dai Mubai was right, the monsters were not just in Shrek Academy, the 2 great empires, many kingdoms, various sects, and the Hall of Martial Spirits all possessed genius monsters. But it's the first time Feng Feng participated. How could he match such a soul master with 10 consecutive victories? Xiao Wu felt a little strange. The Qingbao I met has a mediocre record. Tang San also felt a little puzzled. That's why you don't understand the Arena of Souls anymore. Dai Mubai shook his head and said, the Arena of Souls was co-founded by the 7 most prestigious soul master families in the entire continent and does not belong to any party. In other words, it is possible for a genius spirit master of any force to appear in this great battlefield. And the great battlefield is relatively fair. Here, we will meet powerful soul masters from all over the world, plus a special matching mechanism. No one can say what kind of soul masters we will meet. They belong to the same level and will meet its normal. Dai Mubai's explanation made Tang San and Xiao Wu startled, but after hearing the explanation, Tang San felt a little excited. This big battle arena is really a good place. You can also fight against all kinds of soul masters from all over the world. By the way, you can also gamble here. If you have enough gold soul coins, you can go to gamble. The blood game sword below is very popular. Even if this is a game area, how nice people look down here. Ma Hongjun thought what? He laughed a few times, and walked towards another place, the strength of this competition is very different. Wang Feng's odds should be very high. I buy him to win, maybe I can make a fortune. Xiao Wu's eyes lit up when she heard that, and hurriedly followed Ma Hongjun to the gambling counter. Ning Rongrong hesitated, glanced at Wang Feng in the fighting arena below, and went to the gambling counter. Tang San shook his head, he was not very interested in this gambling fight. Zhu Zhuqing on the side also watched seriously. The line of sight is all concentrated on the battlefield below, because of the battle, it's about to happen. In the arena of souls, on the circular seats, countless spectators shouted frantically. There are not many spectators who belong to the 14th division, but only after this sword and Li Jian appeared, the number of people quickly increased. From the moment Wang Feng walked out of the arena, the many empty seats around him were quickly filled with people. This sharp sword is probably still a star in the great arena. Wearing a mask, Wang Feng walked slowly into the arena. The light, shed from the surrounding lights, illuminates the entire arena of souls like daylight. Wang Feng could see the faces of many audiences from 4 weeks. The excitement and crazy expressions gave Wang Feng a sense of familiarity. In the S8 World Championship Finals, many spectators had this look on their faces. Wang Feng sighed slightly. Even though he came to this Douluo world, many things here can remind Wang Feng of the past life. Amidst the manic shouts, the wave overwhelmed the wave. In the VIP room. His Royal Highness, this should be the simplest battle Li Jian has ever experienced. Bishop Jake said with a smile, I didn't expect to encounter a 30th level auxiliary soul master, and none of the auxiliary soul masters can do one-to-one in this kind of fighting arena. It's cheap. Li Jian, I will arrange another one later, so that you can see the strength of Li Jian. The young man frowned and said nothing, looking at the young man with a mask below. Vaguely, the young figure gave her a familiar feeling. I estimate that within 3 moves, Li Jian should be able to defeat this auxiliary spirit master. Bishop Jake said somewhat proudly, Li Jian is the soul master with the highest aptitude and talent that he has collected for the spirit hall in the Soto City area in the past few years. From the beginning of the first battle, Bishop Jieka has carefully planned various opponents for Li Jian to sharpen it. Really? The young man frowned. At this time, in the arena of fighting soul, there was a sudden silence, and the two couldn't help but look at it. They were stunned. 30-level auxiliary soul master. Opposite, the young man named Li Jian, with cold eyes, said lightly, you admit defeat yourself, you are not my opponent, although this is only a game zone, but I will see blood when I come out. The bearing is extraordinary and the force is good. The boy has a face like a crown of jade, wearing a scarlet long dress, and his long hair is braided. Wang Feng sighed. Someone dared to act in front of him. There is no way. Sigh, just sigh. Next moment, Wang Feng suddenly disappeared in place. Almost in an instant, the arena of souls suddenly fell silent. Boom. Fast. Extremely fast. It seems that even the ground cannot withstand Wang Feng's kick, and the power brought by it has revealed countless cracks. The fighting spirit field, which was still noisy, immediately calmed down. Boom. Next moment, the young man named Li Jian's expression changed. I saw 2 deep yellow 100-year-old spirit rings rising from his body, but they had just risen. The whole person seemed to be thrown into the air by a hammer of several thousand caddies. It turned into a red light and was directly shaken out. When it fell on the ground, it also pulled out a long dent, and then hit the wall, raising countless dust. In an instant, the whole audience was silent. It was completely quiet. The battle is over. It was the referee who was stunned for a long time. And many more. What happened just now? Countless people just felt that there was a flower in front of them. The moment the ground under the masked teenager's feet split, an air current burst, and then, on the other side, the sharp sword that had won 10 games in a row flew directly out. Even Li Jian hadn't even had time to use Wuhuan. The spirit ring has just risen. The referee rubbed his eyes and saw that the masked boy was standing where Li Jian was. He hurriedly walked over, raised Wang Feng's hand, and said in a trembled voice. I declare that the auxiliary soul master Thor wins. The record, 1 win and 0 losses. Li Jian, the record, 10 wins and 1 loss. That when the voice fell, the arena of souls fell into a strange atmosphere, VIP room. The young man squinted his eyes www.novelntl.com looking at Bishop Jack, and said with a smile, 3 tricks. Dense beads of sweat appeared on Bishop Jack's forehead, unexpectedly. I just finished talking, the situation in the arena of souls. This kind of change. It's still an ending I didn't expect at all. This. Bishop Jieka couldn't say a word, he just dared to look at the masked teenager on the court from his side. How could this be just an auxiliary soul master? Too childish. The young man snorted, when you are on the field, you should make a brazen move and kill with 1 blow. This sharp sword is persuading people to surrender. Want to show the limelight, are you crazy? Look at the reaction of others. Defeating with Li Jian, this is what a truly strong person should look like. Regardless of whether he is an auxiliary spirit master or not, just with this fighting attitude, you should study hard with Li Jian. What kind of genius are you finding? Chapter 95, the Qingfeng combination played against 35 combinations. 17, you are listening at novelfull.audio. The young man stood up and looked at Bishop Jieka dissatisfiedly. The genius and talent aptitude that our Wuhuan temple wants are just one of them. Talent alone is not enough. I have played 10 games in this arena, or is it at this level? Did you arrange the opponents? Bishop Jacques was so trained that he couldn't say a word. Okay, check this Thor. This auxiliary spirit master is a bit interesting. His strength should be far superior to Li Jian. It's not easy. If he comes to the arena of souls tomorrow, the next one, let the arena of souls arrange him for me. I want to fight him personally. The young man slowly said with his back to Bishop Jieka. Hearing this, Bishop Jieka was taken aback and said, His Royal Highness, with your dignity, how can you go to this arena of souls? And your strength is far beyond the 30th level. I just suppress my own level. Okay, stop talking nonsense, I'm leaving. The young man did not turn his head, and left directly after speaking. Bishop Jake's face turned red and white, so he sighed and nodded. This is too fast, right? In the rest area, Dai Mubai watched this scene dumbfounded. This Li Jian is so careless, he still has the heart to persuade people to surrender. You pretend like that? If you have the strength to pretend to be okay, if you don't have the strength, what are you pretending to be? Dai Mubai shook his head. Even if the opponent is an auxiliary-type spirit master, he should use his full strength. How did this 10 victories come from? It depends on the situation. Is a certain force's favorite in heaven, every game is dedicated to him. Is it arranged? It's a pity that I met Wang Feng this time, I thought there would be at least one fierce battle. With that said, Dai Mubai also said to everyone, I see, this sharp sword is a clear example. Remember, in this arena of souls, we must not pretend, because we will never know our opponents. What kind of strength is hidden? We must go all out. Tang San nodded heavily. On the contrary, Wang Feng's shot was very decisive, without any hesitation. Dai Mubai couldn't help but exclaimed, even, he ignores the opponent's provocation. This is a qualified soul master in the big battle arena. To be honest, even I can't make such a decisive move by him. When you have the strength to crush your opponent, remember that you must not slack. You must give the enemy a full blow. Tang San agreed. Tang Sek Zuanshan Bailu General Outline 3rd. Make sure your opponent is an enemy, as long as he has a way to kill him, don't be merciful, otherwise it will only add trouble to yourself. Feng Gu directly shot and crushed, and he didn't even have the opportunity to give the opponent a shot. Simple, straightforward and rude. Very much in line with this article. Ha ha ha, brother Feng really won. Brother, I won 1,000 gold soul coins. Xiao Wu walked up and down, her face as brilliant as blooming flowers. Ning Rongrong also came over with a smile, apparently also receiving a generous reward. Damn, Wang Feng is too abnormal. Ma Hongjun also held a bag of gold soul coins. I just pressed it down, not a minute. As expected, it is a monster that can crush and beat Teacher Zhao without a trace of injury. Ma Hongjun already knew about Tang San and Wang Feng's fight against Teacher Zhao. Not long after, Wang Feng walked up and said with a breath, "That kid is too pretending, I can't help it anymore. I wanted to play with him." Everyone, Dai Mubai coughed a few times. "Let's go to the 2v2 division." A group of people walked out of the Soul Master channel and came to the 2v2 competition area. Wow, there seem to be more people here. Xiao Wu looked at the stands outside, full of people. Because 2v2 can have a variety of combinations, the fight is also wonderful. Oscar seemed to be hungry, and said while eating grilled sausages, "Even if there are auxiliary Soul Masters, there are opportunities to play, but very few. Most of them are still fighting. The Soul Master is the main one. Or the control system. In this kind of venue, when the auxiliary Soul Master is on the battlefield, it can only increase the state, and it can't compare to the combat power of a War Soul Master. Everyone understands this truth. It's like Ning Rongrong would increase his strength and agility by 30% even for a companion, but it can't be compared at all. One more Soul War Master will be more effective. Hehe, isn't my brother's combination perfect? My main attack, he can also assist and control the enemy, Xiao Wu thought wittily. Tang San is more special. Dai Mubai coughed. Furthermore, with hidden weapons, his strength is not inferior to that of a War Spirit Master. As long as you don't encounter two strong combinations, it should not be difficult to win. But when Dai Mubai just finished speaking, the host on the fighting platform below announced. In the next game, the Qingfeng combination will play against the 3-5 combination. Suddenly, a few people were quiet. Ha, it's another civil war. Oscar couldn't help but smile. Xiao Wu, Tang San, this time you are facing Wang Feng and Zhu Zhuqing. Xiao Wu's face was a little stiff, and she yelled, "Why is this? This can't be beaten at all, Brother Feng." Tang San also felt a little speechless. Just a Fenggu, they really can't win. Zhu Zhuqing also looked at the two, not knowing what to say for a while. "No, Brother Feng. You are an auxiliary Soul Master, so you can't make a move." Xiao Wu walked up to Wang Feng and said, "You can only use one support ability when you wait." Everyone. Tang San blocked his face with his hands, feeling a little embarrassed. Wang Feng smiled, "Okay, if I don't make a move, I will stand where I am. I also only use one auxiliary ability, so I only use the first spirit ability." "Isn't this the head office?" Hearing that, everyone was stunned. "I rely on, really agree?" "Yeah." Xiao Wu laughed loudly. "Brother Feng doesn't use his hands and only uses one soul skill. Zhu Zhuqing alone cannot beat us. Brother, we have a high winning rate. Do you really agree to this condition?" Zhu Zhuqing seemed to feel a little bit interesting, looking at Wang Feng. "I have already lost a game. The implication is that www.novelmtl.com I don't want to lose the second time." Wang Feng smiled and said nothing. "Xiao Wu, your first spirit ability of Brother Feng, but a magical ability, just so let you get to know it formally. I don't believe it, you will wait in front of these many people, and you are ashamed to let you Funga and I give up. Interesting, I'm a little looking forward to the battle waiting for the meeting." Ma Hongjun looked at the two combinations and felt that the wait would be fun. Ning Rongrong snorted. Although seeing Zhu Zhuqing and Wang Feng become a group, he felt a little unhappy, but he was also looking forward to the waiting battle. Only use the first spirit ability and don't make a move. This means that Zhu Zhuqing will face the siege of two people. Dai Mubai felt that Xiao Wu's request was too much. "How can I win this?" That venue was not good for the spiritual war masters of the agile attack system. Just now Zhu Zhuqing and Tang San were suppressed in this way when they were 1v1, and then they were defeated. Chapter 98, 1 gold coin and 100 silver coin, 20. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Feng smiled upon hearing the words. "The deification spirit ability is not a single body, it's a group, it's just that it will consume more soul power." but he can't use a few. Unlike the Qibao glazed tile tower, it covers a large area, each has its own characteristics. Zhu Zhuqing moved his lips, but did not speak. Dai Mubai and the others were just watching the battle. In fact, only Zhu Zhuqing knew how much they had improved, 3 times. Yes, at least 3 times the overall physical fitness improvement. For the first time, after feeling the effects of the deification skills, she didn't even use all of her power just now. Therefore, Tang San may not be able to fully perceive the strength of her promotion. Horrible. That powerful feeling made Zhu Zhuqing feel extremely strong. Hey, I think, Wang Feng, your first soul skill is the most powerful thing, is to improve your body and appearance. Ma Hongjun smiled, when will I get a whole one? Ma Hongjun was very dissatisfied with his appearance. Cannot do it. Wang Feng looked at Ma Hongjun with a look of embarrassment. I'm afraid you can only recreate it, and my deified skills can't save you. When everyone heard this, they all laughed. Ma Hongjun, it's too heartbreaking. Don't worry, I feel that after your martial spirit evolves, your appearance will definitely change. Wang Feng continued, in the original work, Ma Hongjun has changed. Hearing this, Ma Hongjun felt much better. Okay, let's go back. The master has already gone back early. Dai Mubai coughed a few times, and said, today's battle, go back and remember it. A group of people walked out of the arena. Ahem, Mubai, I want to go to the teacher. At this time, Ma Hongjun said mysteriously, are you going? After speaking, Ma Hongjun still slurred. Dai Mubai's expression changed. If he always did, he would definitely go. But certainly not now. Ball. Dai Mubai waved quickly. Hey, Boss Dai, why have you become so reserved and innocent? Ma Hongjun glanced at Zhu Zhuqing thoughtfully, and whispered, why, is it possible that you plan to play for real? Nonsense, you treat me as low in taste as yours. Go on seeing people. Dai Mubai couldn't help cursing. Ma Hongjun shook his head in disdain. He has no choice, otherwise he wouldn't plan to go to that kind of hook and loop place for fun. However, watching Dai Mubai's evil eyes twinkling, Ma Hongjun curled his lips, and after bidding farewell to everyone, he left directly. Dai Hu, what did Fatty Ma go for? Xiao Wu asked curiously. Ahem, the evil fire in his body is strong, naturally he is going to suppress the evil fire in his body. Dai Mubai said with a smile, there is a place in Soto City called Gulan, Fenghua Place. In ancient words, it was the brothel. Wang Feng said in his heart, Fatty Ma is going to Daboojin. Gulan. Go to that kind of place. Tang San was startled. He had naturally heard of this. Dai Mubai said, this is also a problem that there is no way. Ma Hongjun must vent the evil fire, otherwise he can't cultivate, and ordinary women can't bear it. You can only go to that place, and you can't let him burst into death. Wang Feng sounded interesting. This is a grand sword. Dirty. Zhu Zhuqing whispered. I also feel dirty. Ning Romrong agreed. Wang Feng smiled. The matter of men and women cannot be said to be dirty. Like in previous lives, many couples have to hold back their husbands because their wives are pregnant. It can only be solved by other means. It is human nature. However, I have been nostalgic for that kind of romantic place, and really do not love myself. Ma Hongjun is an exception. Hee, Dai Hu, just now Fatty Ma pulled you, did you often go there too? Xiao Wu asked with a smile on her eyes. Dai Mubai's expression changed. Although he didn't go there often, it was only because of his different tastes that he could find a female companion to be of high quality. In Wang Feng's words, it's a senior Piao guest. Thinking of this, Wang Feng shook his head. This is considered to have touched his blind spot of knowledge. He was a house of duty in his previous life, and he had never been to such a place. How can I go often? Dai Mubai quickly denied, my taste is much better than Fatty Ma. At this time, Zhu Zhuqing, who heard this, had a cold look and said coldly, your taste is better than him. It's ridiculous. It's just a gold coin and 100 silver coins. What's the difference? This weird analogy confuses Wang Feng. JoJo's wonderful metaphor. Everyone was also confused. Dai Mubai was stunned for a moment, only then realized that he had said something wrong. There was no difference in essence, it was a difference in nature. Dai Mubai, you really make me feel sick. Contempt and disdain appeared in Zhu Zhuqing's eyes, and he turned around after speaking. As soon as the words came out, the air around him solidified. Tang San and others didn't know the relationship between the two, only Wang Feng knew that the two had a marriage contract. When Dai Mubai heard this, the blood all over his body boiled, and the anger rushed from the bottom of his heart to his mind. This kind of anger caused Dai Mubai to lose his senses, and the aura in his body soared, rushing to Zhu Zhuqing, and said angrily, "You stop me!" After speaking, the palm of his hand swallowed the light, and he waved towards Zhu Zhuqing. The group was completely surprised by this scene. I didn't expect this boss Dai from Shrek Academy to be so gaff. At this moment, a figure suddenly appeared in front of Dai Mubai, grasping the palm that Dai Mubai was about to drop, accompanied by a low voice. "Dai Mubai, I don't want to care about your personal affairs, but this is outside, don't mess around. Do you want to lose the face of Shrek Academy? Shame us." Everyone looked at it, but it was Wang Feng who caught Dai Mubai's palm in time. Seeing this, everyone quickly breathed a sigh of relief. If this were really fighting, it would be really shameful. Dai Mubai was awakened suddenly by Wang Feng's words, and was about to retract his palm. I don't want that Zhu Zhuqing to turn around, tilt his chin slightly, and say coldly, "Wang Feng, let go and let him hit." Wang Feng, these girls are too stubborn. Think of Ning Rongrong, Yu reading www.yuukaungshu.com. Wang Feng couldn't help feeling that girls, in essence, seemed to be the same. Wang Feng thought for a while and let go of Dai Mubai's hand. Dai Mubai glared at Zhu Zhuqing, and finally sighed dejectedly, then withdrew his hand. He has recovered now, it is really impossible to fight. Fortunately, Wang Feng stopped in time just now, otherwise, there was a real fight just now. Heh! Zhu Zhuqing snorted coldly, turned and left, not looking back this time. Dai Mubai's expression was so gloomy, he turned and left, and the two walked away, as if they were going further and further. Seeing this, everyone was puzzled. Only Wang Feng shook his head repeatedly. The night is getting darker and darker, and I don't know when it will dawn. Chapter 99, I Coax. 1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The group returned to the academy, because there was so much happening today. Everyone returned to their room in silence. Rongrong, how do I feel that you seem to have changed today? In the dormitory, Xiaowu said to Ning Rongrong while her coat, during the day, brother, and I think you can't finish 20 laps. Ning Rongrong was putting his coat on the hanger casually. Hearing this, his body stiffened slightly. Brother told me, you are the eldest lady of your big family, a little squeamish, you may not be able to persist. Xiaowu walked over, hugged Ning Rongrong's waist, and tickled with a grin. As a result, you actually finished running. Brother and I were both surprised. By the way, didn't Brother Feng come to you? He said you ran. At that time, you fell down, so you cried and came to help you treat. Does the place where you fell now hurt? Fell down. Ning Rongrong was taken aback for a moment, and suddenly became angry in his heart. It was obviously you who was so weak that he kicked me. This is the first time that I have been so insulted. You said that I fell by myself. Hateful. Already. It's all right. Ning Rongrong smiled reluctantly, and decided to ignore Wang Feng tomorrow. Too annoying. That's good, let's take a shower. I played 2 games tonight, and I was sweaty and stinky. Xiaowu loosened Ning Rongrong's waist, raised her arm, sniffed, and her face immediately changed. Me, I will go too. After Wang Feng returned to the dormitory, he recalled the battle today and found it interesting. Although the deification skills cannot cover a large area, if there are only a few people, the strength is simply an increase in heaven. Zhu Zhuqing could not even beat Tang San from the front. With the addition of deification skills, in that inferior terrain, the combination of Xiao Wu and Tang San could be defeated continuously. Leapfrog plus 1v2 plus disadvantaged field. The strength of the increase is incalculable, and with the effect of immune toxins, it is even more powerful. I need a defensive spirit ability now. Wang Feng mused, if you encounter something like Zhao Wao Qi, who has a long-range attack spirit ability, covering a large area. To reverse the countermeasures, then you need defensive spirit skills. In 2 days, my spirit power should reach level 30 and be fully saturated, and I won't be able to improve it anymore. I need to get the spirit ring. After my spirit power is fully saturated, the third form should be able to let it. Qinglian gave birth. Wang Feng murmured, every form of Qinglian is exceptionally special, possessing mysterious and unpredictable abilities. However, the further down, if Qinglian wants to give birth to a new mentality, more soul power is needed. Chaos Qinglian, the soul power needed is far beyond Wang Feng's imagination. Sometimes, Wang Feng felt quite fortunate. If you didn't think of using compression to purify your soul power, this way, I am afraid it is difficult to activate the second form now, not to mention, Wang Feng opened his palm, and a small axe slowly floated in the center of his palm. Opening the Heaven Pangu Axe. The Chaos Supreme Treasure exists at the same level as the Chaos Qinglian. It has a terrifying attack power that opens the sky and the earth. Wang Feng looked at this simple small axe. Although it was not a real thing, it was just a martial soul, but it still gave him a shock from the soul. If I want to use this kind of martial soul, I am afraid that my soul power is far from enough. If I don't compress and purify my soul power, I don't know when and how long I can use it. Wang Feng sighed, every time you check in, things are good, but they are extremely dangerous, but it's really hard to use it. More effort will work. Otherwise, I can only watch. It is like sitting on Baoshan without any mining tools. Although the system has given itself a mountain of treasures, it still needs to be dug slowly. It is impossible to reach the sky in one step. Tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, according to the plot, Zhao Wao Qi should lead the team into the Star Do Great Forest and get the spirit ring for Oscar. Wang Feng put away the Pangu axe. The original plot should be like this, and what I need is a spirit ring of more than 10,000 years, the best, or about 30,000 years, to be able to make yourself at level 40, go to the depths of the Star Do Great Forest to successfully punch in to obtain additional rewards. 30,000 years, a bit exaggerated, but with his current physical fitness, it is not impossible. Let's talk about it then. Thinking of this, Wang Feng fell asleep while meditating. Early the next morning, Wang Feng arrived at the big square early in the morning, and at this time, Ning Rongrong stood there pretty lively. Where is Oscar? Wang Feng asked curiously. Ning Rongrong and Oscar's daily course is to run 20 laps around the village. He was monitoring, in fact, to monitor Ning Rongrong. Ning Rongrong turned his head and didn't say a word. Seeing Wang Feng coming, he immediately started to run. Wang Feng looked at Ning Rongrong's back, and a question mark slowly popped up in his mind. Wasn't it all right yesterday? Did it happen again today? However, the facts were not what Wang Feng had imagined. Ning Rongrong gritted his teeth and ran 20 laps obediently. After running, the whole person was steamy. 1 lap of this village is not short, let alone about 2,000 meters, and 20 laps are nearly 40 kilometers. This is almost equivalent to a marathon. After running for a full 4 hours, compared to yesterday's intermittent running to the evening, the improvement can be described as great. After all, the state is different. Yes, great progress. Wang Feng said sincerely. The power of that kick was greater than Wang Feng imagined. Ah! Ning Rongrong closed his eyes and rested, as if he didn't want to talk to Wang Feng. The anger hasn't died yet, Wang Feng secretly said. The girl gets angry all her life, as if her favorite is the Cold War. She doesn't talk to you. Waiting for you to coax her. I coax. I coax. Wang Feng was not in the mood to coax Miss Ning, but stood still, waiting for the arrival of other students. However, after a while, Ning Rongrong seemed a little unbearable, looking at Wang Feng, and finally said. Wang Feng, show me your deified soul ability. Wang Feng glanced at her and said, why, who are you going to fight with? No. Ning Rongrong looked around. Hurry up, don't ask so much, you show me how. I won't be angry with you for the time being. If you don't tell me the effect, I won't show it. Wang Feng shook his head. You, Ning Rongrong stomped, I just told you. I just want to see myself become more beautiful. The corner of Wang Feng's mouth twitched inexplicably. Special www.novelmtl.com. Is this using my soul skills as a beauty filter? How do these girls' brain circuits grow? I'm such an awesome soul ability, you told me to use it for you, actually to make yourself look more beautiful. No problem, in the future, if you listen to me, I will show it to you. Wang Feng nodded blankly. Hearing this, Ning Rongrong's face showed a slight smile. Wait, there seems to be something wrong. I, Ning Rongrong, can't talk to this soul calmly. I'm still angry with him. Mother, I laugh. Thinking of this, Ning Rongrong lowered his face, snorted coldly, and tilted his head. Wang Feng was really confused again. Chapter 100, Wang Feng, are you going? 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, just at this moment, Tang San and others also came to the square one after another. Before long, Flanders also came to the square. His sharp gaze swept across a few people, and his gaze stopped for a while on Ning Rongrong, who was still braving at this time, just after running. Well. Flanders smiled and said, by the way, Wang Feng, where is Oscar? I didn't see him this morning. Wang Feng replied. President, Oscar seems to have been practicing, I didn't wake him up. Tang San said hurriedly, he just finished speaking. Suddenly, Oscar in the distance stretched over and walked over. After seeing Flander, his face changed and quickly said. President, it's not that I want to be lazy. That, I have broken through to the 30th level of spirit power. As soon as Oscar finished speaking, everyone was stunned. You are at level 30. Flender's eyes lit up. Well, you are now the third in the school to reach level 30. Or is the food martial art spirit reached level 30? Food-type martial souls are indeed rare in Douluo continent. Like Oscar, it is very rare, because cultivation is very difficult. It is also the food martial soul with innate soul power. Xiao Ao, you can, what inspired your potential and made you reach level 30? Dai Mubai's expression today seemed to have recovered a lot, and said with a smile. Oscar scratched his head. He smiled and said, it's a matter of course, it's normal. There is nothing commendable, everyone is used to it. Everyone. Wang Feng looked at Oscar a few more times. In the original book, Oscar seemed to have broken through to level 30 in a sad mood after being out of play because of a crush. Unfortunately, it seems that because of Flanders' changes, he changed Ning Rongrong ahead of time, and Oscar did not have anything to do with Ning Rongrong. At most, it may be the liking of pretty girls themselves. But now he will be forced. Is it possible to learn from me? Wang Feng couldn't help thinking deeply. Wang Feng, I remember your spirit power has reached level 30, right? Flender looked at Wang Feng. He was naturally aware of the explosion of the crystal ball when he enrolled in school the day before yesterday. It's almost saturated at level 30. Wang Feng nodded. That's okay, we will have a class today. Tomorrow I will let teacher Zhao lead the team and let you go to the Star Do Great Forest to get the spirit ring. Flander was quite excited. Soul ring. Wang Feng secretly said, Zhao Wao hunted down the 30,000-year soul beast, can he? If the Dean and Zhao Wao the two are added together, maybe they can. If I can activate the pangu axe and use the power of the pangu axe, perhaps, I may not be able to kill the 30,000-year-old soul beast. Wang Feng thought in his heart, the pangu axe is a treasure capable of attacking the world. Wang Feng is full of expectations for it. As for the soul beast, Wang Feng didn't even think that teacher Zhao and the dean must take action. When he came to Shrek Academy, he felt that this place was unrestrained. Unlike those schools, which had various rules and regulations, free, this is probably Wang Feng's favorite place. Today's class, Oscar, come out and use all your soul power to make sausages and sausages. Flander said to Oscar, each of them needs at least 3 or 4. Wow, Dean, would you not want us to eat Uncle Big Sausage's sausage? No, Xiaowu stretched out her hand, as if a pupil raised her hand to speak, and said with a bitter face, everyone's complexion also changed. Ma Hongjun and Dai Mubai seemed to like them a little, their faces were still good, Tang San, Zhu Zhuqing, and Xiaowu were relatively much worse. Yes. Flender nodded, his face solemn, you will definitely be partners in the future. Oscar's sausage can not only fill the stomach, but also give the soul master the ability to recover. This recovery includes healing the body and recovering physical strength. In the future you will face a more precarious situation without food. This is the only basis for you to survive. This is the truth, but when Oscar chanted the spell to create the sausage, the group looked at each other. Let me do it. Wang Feng was the first to go out, stir up a few roasted sausages and ate them with gusto. Of these people, Wang Feng is probably the one who doesn't shy away from Oscar's spell. I eat too. The second person to go out was Ning Rongrong. Almost as soon as Wang Feng finished eating, she walked forward and looked at the roasted sausage, her eyes gleaming strangely. Oscar looked at Ning Rongrong in surprise. This eldest lady, when she ran the lap together yesterday, she didn't eat at all. However, they didn't know that Ning Rongrong had already eaten a few. Although he was forcibly fed into his mouth at first, he ate it by himself later. She picked up a few grilled sausages and ate them after a few chuckles. After eating, he raised his chin and gave Wang Feng provocatively. Immediately afterwards, Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun ate them separately, and then Tang San took Xiao Wu and ate them too, until Zhu Zhuqing, under Flanders' warning, was silent for a while. He still ate. Okay, this is today's class. Go back and prepare for a day and get enough rest. The next morning, gather here. Flender finished speaking and left. Everyone also went to the cafeteria while chatting, planning to have lunch. Several people, what are you going to do today? Since Ma Hongjun went to vent last night, he was full of energy and refreshed. You silvery fat guy, don't you want to go tonight? The dean said let us rest and recover. Xiao Wu rolled her eyes. Ma Hongjun coughed a few times and shook his head again and again. If there was some evil fire in his body, he really didn't want to go. Fatty, since you are not going, you will stay in the dormitory that night. At this time, Dai Mubai was silent for a moment, and said in a low voice, I'm going to find the twins last time tonight. Hearing this, Ma Hongjun's eyes lit up. Damn, Boss Dai, those twins are superb. I'll go too. Didn't you just not go? Besides, people look down on you. www.novelmtl.com. Do you still want to be strong? This kind of thing, I want you to please me. Dai Mubai said amused. After finishing speaking, he deliberately glanced at Zhu Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing was expressionless, his face still cold. Wang Feng tweeted in his heart, and looked at Dai Mubai with some envy. It was like a rich second generation soaking in a girl. She was experienced at first glance, and never picked inferior products, but thinking about Dai Mubai's life experience, Wang Feng could also understand, as the prince of the Star Do Empire, what woman do you want? Moreover, Dai Mubai didn't really talk about feelings with others, or just went to play. There is no burden. Wang Feng, are you going? At this time, Dai Mubai asked with a smile. Hearing this, suddenly, Ning Rongrong looked at Wang Feng with fierce eyes. Zhu Zhuqing paused without saying anything. Chapter 101, I am an honest person, 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I'm an honest person. Wang Feng hurriedly coughed a few times. I won't go, even I should be honestly in the academy, I'm not strong enough. What a joke. How could he go where? Your name is not strong enough. Wang Feng, these words are too much. Oscar exaggerated. That's right, Brother Feng, you are too much. Xiao Wu said angrily, you are not called strong enough. So what makes you strong enough? That everyone looked at Wang Feng with such an expression. At this time, Wang Feng touched his hair and sighed, I still have so much hair. This is a sign of not being strong enough. You know, a real strong person can cultivate to the point of not having a single hair. After speaking, Wang Feng laughed. Everyone. They don't understand this stock, but they also find it very humorous. At this time, Dai Mubai also smiled and said, "That's okay, then I'll go first." Dai Mubai stood up and quickly left the canteen. He wears a tiger, and he wants to take Brother Feng. Xiao Wu looked at Dai Mubai's voice and couldn't help but smile. Brother Feng is full of soul beasts now, right? Back then, at Notting College, I don't know how many girls confessed to Brother Feng. How could he be such a casual person? Everyone, Wang Feng's face also turned black. What does it mean to be full of soul beasts? Don't talk about this kind of ambiguity. My mind is full of spirit rings. However, the last sentence is well said. Wang Feng is really not a casual person. Oh. At this moment, Ning Rongrong asked casually, "I can't look down on any of them?" He has a high-sightedness. Doesn't he dislike girls? Wang Feng. That's not it. Xiao Wu said with a grin, Brother Feng, he likes the big ones. He said the girls in the college are too young. Well, before he finished speaking, Tang San hurriedly stood up, covering Xiao Wu's mouth. It's okay, Xiao Wu just said nonsense. Tang San looked at Wang Feng, whose face was getting darker, and quickly covered Xiao Wu's mouth. Wang Feng was really speechless. The three of them had a very good relationship. When they chatted before, Wang Feng jokingly said enough. Sometimes, Wang Feng jokingly asked Tang San if he liked Xiao Wu. This is not a secret. At Notting College, when I was about to graduate, it was true that many girls from the college confessed. At that time, Wang Feng was so full of cultivation that he became stronger, and he was too lazy to reason. Humph. Ning Rongrong stood up after hearing this, leaving with a cold expression on his face. After a while, Wang Feng also stood up and said, "You eat slowly, I'm going to practice." He left after speaking. Tsk Tusk, with my rich love experience over the years, I feel that Ning Rongrong might like Wang Feng a little bit. Ma Hongjun said with a smile suddenly. How is this possible? I feel that Rongrong's vision seems to be very high, and he has been at odds with Brother Feng. Xiao Wu said in surprise. Yes, maybe Ning Rongrong may not feel it himself, I just feel it. Ma Hongjun nodded. Xiao Wu tilted her head, as if it was possible. Everyone finished eating one after another. How do I feel a little upset? When Wang Feng returned to the dormitory, a bad feeling suddenly came into his heart. Shaking his head, Wang Feng quickly threw away this feeling, and after a day of cultivating in the dormitory, he also learned various information about the Star-Do Great Forest by the way, because it involves the check-in location, deep in the Star-Do Great Forest. This is not a simple soul-hunting forest, it is filled with a large number of 10,000-year soul beasts. Very dangerous, not to mention the depths. What Wang Feng knew was the one that appeared in the original work, only the green bull python and the titan great ape that day, but for others, there may not be a powerful 100,000-year soul beast. Or Wanyan soul beast. The next day, everyone was in the square, waiting for Zhao Waoqi. It wasn't until he saw Zhao Waoqi that his nose and face were blue and swollen. They were stunned, and they all started to laugh while covering their mouths. Only Tang San was extremely surprised. It stands to reason that Teacher Zhao's injury has healed. Why is there a new injury now? Moreover, the fight between himself and Feng Gu was much more serious. How can this be? Looking at the curiosity and doubt in Tang San's eyes, Wang Feng secretly said that it was naturally your father who helped you out. There is a great old man, who is amazing. What a laugh. A bunch of little rascals. Zhao Waoqi was immediately angry as he watched everyone lower their heads and laugh, especially when looking at Wang Feng. Zhao Waoqi even showed a slight smile. Laugh, you kid, when you come back from the Star-Do Great Forest, I don't think you can smile. He had already received the news that Sword Douluo had already set off from the 7 treasure glazed glass sect yesterday, and at most 2 or 3 would come to Soto City. Maybe it will arrive tomorrow. At that time, as if Zhao Waoqi also saw the boy's blue nose and swollen face, a smile flashed in his eyes. Why don't you call it a little bear cub? Xiao Wu muttered reluctantly. Wang Feng really smiled when he heard this muttering. Because he knew that Xiao Wu was a rabbit. Okay, everything is ready, Wang Feng, you come to lead the team. Zhao Waoqi said. Wang Feng was taken aback, isn't it Dai Mubai? Why did you become me? But after thinking about it, Wang Feng came out and said, the Star Do Great Forest is very dangerous and will be attacked by spirit beasts at all times. Almost all spirit beasts are extremely aggressive towards us humans. We must be careful. Dai Mubai is at the forefront, Oscar Ning Rongrong, you are behind Dai Mubai, Tang San and Xiao Wu are on the left and right, Ma Hongjun, you are in the center, Zhu Zhuqing follows the team and is responsible for inquiring about the surroundings, and I am at the end. Surface. Does everyone have an opinion? That everyone shook their heads. No, your arrangements are very reasonable. Dai Mubai smiled and said, I was right in front, Wang Feng, how do you feel older than me in experience? You should fight spirit beasts often, right? That he didn't want to see Zhu Zhuqing a little now, his strength was second only to Wang Feng, just ahead, Zhu Zhuqing was responsible for inquiring about the surrounding movement, which was regarded as the furthest away from him. If you let yourself and Zhu Zhuqing together, maybe they might fight. No comment. Tang San also nodded secretly, Dai Mubai's strength is second only to Brother Feng www.novelmtl.com to open the way in front, his martial spirit is both offensive and defensive. It is best to stand in front of the formation. As a control spirit master, he is responsible for safety on the flanks, and Xiao Wu does the same, and the central Ma Hongjun staying with Oscar and Ning Rongrong can also prevent some flying spirit beasts from falling from the sky, disrupting the formation, directly threatening Oscar and Ning Rongrong, providing another layer of protection for the two. Zhu Zhuqing is a sensitive offensive system, extremely fast, does not need to be in the formation, just need to follow their large forces. It is best to have a certain distance. Once there are any disturbances around, she can immediately feedback to everyone. And the strongest Feng Gu is naturally at the end. Because the threat and danger behind are far greater than those in the front, this arrangement, everyone, is in their most suitable position. Once the battle begins, the strength that everyone can exert is naturally maximized.